we have now the final interview with the AMSAT Board of Directors with Peter and Michael and Thilo. I have a question, Peter. Do you expect any other P4 series satellites to be built and launched in the future?
Well, I can speak only about the projects I know. But yeah, honestly, I think there is nothing yet on the table ready for launch. I think I said earlier when we had Q100 getting launched that there is still an idea for a follow-up satellite from Qatar. But I think due to the economic situation, COVID now and everything, there might be delays. But there is, even there, if there would be something substantial I could report, I probably may not report due to NDA. But honestly, at the moment, there is nothing yet on the table. There is AMSAT-DL is also proposing a P4 satellite. Yeah, but it's not so easy. It's still a long way along. So I think not really in the near future, but let's see. I think the main concept we had with Q100, basically having a hosted payload for amateur radio, is still it's a much easier way than building a complete spacecraft.
Yeah. Probably the only way to go.
Yeah.
So we heard about the missions to Moon, both the RX mission, which will orbit the Moon, and then the possible lander, the Lunar project. Anything in terms of activities going to Mars?
Yeah, that is an interesting point indeed. By the way, fantastic presentation from Achim, Daniel, and Paul. And also, I think Edgar and many others have really demonstrated that communication with interplanetary spacecraft is not only something for Bochum with a 20-meter dish. I think they have already demonstrated that even with much smaller dishes, it is possible to really reach this distance, mainly now also due to the technology we have today in our hand with all these SDRs and other stuff. So, yeah, as Achim also mentioned in his presentation, going to Mars was always a dream from Karl Mainzer, DJ 4ZC. And I feel to be in his footsteps somehow. And yeah, I think we are working on that hard. You know, there's a lot of things going on at the moment. Several companies want to send probes to Mars, even for commercial missions, but you know, SpaceX wants to colonize Mars, or let's say Elon Musk, which I'm really big, I like that idea too. So why not putting something there for amateur radio as well, even as a kind of backup communication? So yeah, nothing we can report here openly, but for sure, we are in contact with several of those, and we presented our ideas already a while ago. Still, they have to work on the commercial business, which is obviously running better and better. So anyhow, so let's see. But the Mars is still something which we have as a long-term goal or as a vision, I would say. And I think that is what we need. We always need to have these visions going further. Yeah, so.
Okay, yeah. Final question to you, Peter. What do you think are the main challenges for AMSAT-DL in the next 5 years?
Yeah, okay, indeed, keep the organization running, keep our infrastructure running. So we still have a lot of work to be done in Bochum as well, upgrading our existing infrastructure. But I would also say that collaboration is a very important point. I think none of the organizations, neither AMSAT-DL nor AMSAT-DL, ORI, LibreSpace, or whoever, can do such projects alone. And I think we need a much, much better collaboration with, actually, especially in times we are living now, where international work is sometimes difficult, but that we should be a forerunner in this, trying to do this international collaboration, because I think we all have the same dream. We all want to go into the same direction, even make the world a little bit better, climate change. All these are things which I think our organization can contribute with our spacecraft, putting some sensors, cameras on it, whatever, to collect data, bring this into the schools, keep the technology in the schools, attract children, students for the things we are doing. I think that is very important for our future. So that is the one important point. Another point, indeed, funding. Well, even trying to get some kind of laboratory in work together with universities. I mean, something which we had in Marburg. I mean, the Phase 3 satellites would never have been possible without our laboratory with the famous ZEL, where we actually had people working the whole day, not paid by AMSAT, paid by the university indeed. Sometimes the university did not know what they did, but it's history, so we can talk about it anyway. So, and sure, I mean, AMSAT-DL has in its bylaws that we are going to build satellites, not only manage other projects or deep space and so on. So I think P3 is not forgotten, but maybe there will be a new kind of P3E looking different. Even CubeSat isn't something which we are not excluding. Could be a small or even a 3 or 6U CubeSat, whatever orbit we can get. One of the things I would really like to see, I have in the morning talked about these experiments with the balloon and other things, sending signals through Q100 with very little power indeed. So one of the interesting things, even for other projects, for other groups building CubeSats, why not trying to use Q100 as a relaying satellite from a CubeSat? That would be a very interesting demonstration, even in both ways, maybe. So, okay, that are the things we are thinking about in the future, but yeah, there are a lot of challenges for sure. Okay. Finding resources, but that's why I say we have to look for collaboration with we are open for everything in that regard.
Yeah, I think those are some good visions, and with the visions, we can start building and sketching projects around it. And I agree, the international cooperation is something which we need to foster. Thank you, Peter. Michael, a question or some questions to you. We heard about the new encasing of the AMSAT-DL transverter and also the new PA for the Adam Pluto, which will support the Adam Pluto. Do you have any idea when those parts will be available in the AMSAT-DL shop?
Yes, we are now in production with these modules. So I think we will be in the next 2 or 3 weeks, there will be the first modules on the markets, call it so. So we will see, we also produce now housings for the transverters. So I think so in the next 3 to 4 weeks, we get all these modules on the shop.
Okay, well, that's good news. And then a question, how many new applications for joining AMSAT-DL did you get in the last 8 hours since we started the symposium? You probably haven't looked up your emails, huh? You were too busy.
Yeah, I know. Let's look now. Oh, we get 5 new applications for membership.
Okay, that's good within the last 8 hours. So, of course, I want to re-emphasize, please, all the attendees, please consider joining AMSAT-DL. You heard about the projects we are envisioning, and your support is highly appreciated. We need that. Yeah. But 8 is good for the 8 hours. We can continue like that, yeah. Mike. Thank you. And the final question to Thilo. Thilo, what was your impression and takeaway from today's online symposium? You know, normally you are the host of the meeting in Bochum. You can show the nice infrastructure. We can use your observatory. But of course, today we had to go online. So what is your take from that?
It is very different. I think it is unbelievable that we are in the pandemic, and I hope that we will meet us again next year here in Bochum. But on the other hand, I think it's much more time to get the information, and you are much more concentrated than you sit in the dome. Like for me, it's today. So I think it was a good symposium, and I hope we will do it, but in the next year live again. On the other hand, I have a very sad news. There's one more not so nice piece of news I want to tell you. Norbert Nothoff, Delta Fox 5, Delta Papa, is seriously ill. He brought me to AMSAT-DL, and I hope that he will hopefully be better soon. That is not so nice that I heard today.
Yeah, I know Norbert from the early days when I started to work on the satellites, and he was always very helpful. I think we should send our best regards to Norbert. Hopefully he will recover soon or feel better. Yeah. Okay. Peter, as the chairman, do you have anything to add? Otherwise, I will introduce the user meeting again, explain how it should work. Something you want to add?
Yeah, well, what I would like to add is a real big thank you to all presenters here today. If I look on the screen, we are streaming now for just over 8 hours. It's unbelievable. That is really very interesting. It was for AMSAT-DL. I mean, we did some streaming last year on Q100 only. Today we are streaming on Q100 and YouTube. And it's quite a nice experience, I have to say. And for me, it was actually very nice because between some of the presentations, I had enough time to go downstairs on my sofa and turn the big screen on with the YouTube stream. So that was quite relaxing because in Bochum, usually I don't have that much time. Always people grab me for personal talk. So no, it's really nice. But also I have to add again, thanks to Matthias, Jens, Florian, and all the others in the background who really made this possible here, which is really outstanding. And nonetheless, I have to thank all the watchers on YouTube and on the DATV transponder on Q100 for being here for so long time. I'm seeing the statistics of our stream, and except for the coffee break and lunch break, I think there are a lot of people constantly watching here, which is fantastic. So thank you very much to everyone.
Okay, thank you, Peter. So we will now getting close to start the virtual Q100 user meeting in about less than 10 minutes. Florian, Delta Fox 2 Echo Tango, he will be the lead station for this activity. And he will operate our club station, Delta Kilo 0 Sierra Bravo in Bochum. Sierra Bravo stands for Sternwarte, so that's the observatory, which is also hosting our headquarters. We already have registered a number of stations, but we are still taking registrations. If you register early, then you don't have to wait for the general pile-up. So if you are interested, post a note on the YouTube chat channel or the Q100 wideband spectrum monitor chat window. Florian will call. His frequency is 10489 megahertz .830. I repeat, 10 gigahertz, 489 megahertz, 830 kilohertz. And he will use the call sign Delta Kilo 0 Sugar Bravo. He will start with the registered people, and as soon as the list is processed, then he will go split, and then he will listen approximately 10 kilohertz up for any other users. So the Q100 user meeting has no fixed end. So Florian will operate as long as there are people calling and are interested to share information on, or exchange greetings. Yet we will stream the communication on the wideband transponder and the YouTube channel only for about 30 minutes. So around 6 p.m. Central European time, we will stop the streaming on the wideband transponder and on YouTube. So I come to the end also on behalf of my colleagues who have prepared the symposium. which is Jens, DH6BB, and Florian, DF2ET, and myself, as well as on behalf of the BOD, we heard Peter. I would like to thank you all very much for joining today's AMSAT-DL Online Symposium 2020. We hope that you have enjoyed the various talks, and a special thanks to all our presenters for your valuable contribution. We really appreciate it, and you made this hopefully also an event which people will remember. Hopefully next year, many of us can meet again face-to-face during the 2021 AMSAT-DL Symposium. I think the face-to-face meeting is really something I have been missing personally, even though we could watch some of the faces. But having the side talks is always very interesting. I wish you all the best. Stay safe and healthy in those difficult times. And now we will start the Q100 user meeting. Thank you. Bye-bye.